As the sun set on the 2023/2024 campaign, FC Barcelona found itself on a familiar yet frustrating path, rich with talent but lacking the competitive edge to assert European and domestic dominance. Xavi Hernandez, the club legend who had steered the team through turbulent times, decided to step down following another disappointing Champions League exit. Barcelona finished second in La Liga, behind arch-rivals Real Madrid, and questions loomed over the club's ability to bounce back. The summer of 2024 brought a seismic shift. Joan Laporta, still committed to restoring the club's sporting and financial stature, appointed Hansi Flick as head coach. Known for his impeccable stint at Bayern Munich, where he clinched a historic sextuple, Flick brought tactical discipline, a high-pressing philosophy, and a sharp eye for maximizing squad depth. Flick's first act was re-establishing structure. Training sessions were revamped, focusing on positional play, pressing triggers, and build-up transitions. Flick also emphasized physical conditioning. His arrival sparked a sense of urgency within the squad. Young players from La Masia, including Lamine Yamal, Pau Cubarsí, and Fermin Lopez, were given prominent roles in pre-season. Barcelona's 2024/2025 La Liga campaign kicked off against Real Betis. The match ended in a hard-fought 2-1 win, with Yamal scoring and assisting in a performance that hinted at a breakout season. Behind the scenes, Flick was already preparing his squad for the long journey ahead, one that would test character, resilience, and vision. Barcelona's momentum carried through the first quarter of the season. By mid-October, they sat second in La Liga and had secured 2 wins from their opening Champions League group stage matches. The most significant early hurdle arrived in the form of the first Clásico. Played at the Estadi Olympic Luis Companys due to the ongoing Camp Nou renovations, the Clásico was drenched in anticipation. Real Madrid came in riding high on Jude Bellingham's form and Kylian Mbappe's blistering pace. Flick deployed a compact 4-3-3 with Gundogan, De Jong, and Fermin Lopez in midfield, tasking Yamal and Rafinha with flanking Lewandowski. The match was a chess battle. Barcelona struck first with a long-range effort from Gundogan. However, Madrid clawed back with a stunning solo goal by Mbappé. In the dying moments, a controversial penalty was awarded to Madrid, and Bellingham slotted it home. 2-1, and heartbreak for the Blaugrana faithful. Yet, Flick used the defeat to galvanize his squad. Barcelona went unbeaten in the next 8 matches across all competitions. The Champions League group stage ended with 5 wins and 1 draw, including an emphatic 3-0 win over Napoli. Ter Stegen, despite back issues, delivered critical performances, including a penalty save in Naples that preserved top spot in the group. João Felix and Cancelo, both loaned from Atletico Madrid and Manchester City respectively, began finding rhythm in Flick's system. Felix played a false 9 role when Lewandowski needed rest, while Cancelo thrived as an inverted fullback. Youth stars like Pau Cubarsí and Hector Fort rotated in seamlessly, showing the depth Flick was building. January brought adversity. Frenkie de Jong picked up a ligament injury, ruling him out for 2 months. Pedri struggled with recurring muscle issues, and with Gavi already out for the season, Barcelona's midfield looked threadbare. Flick turned to academy talent once more. Enter Marc Casado and Marc Bernal, who filled in admirably. Still, Barcelona stumbled. A 1-1 draw to Alaves, followed by a 2-2 thriller against Valencia, allowed Madrid to extend their lead atop La Liga. Meanwhile, the Champions League round of 16 pitted Barcelona against Inter Milan. The first leg at the San Siro ended 2-1 in Inter's favor. Questions arose again. Could this young, transitional Barcelona side handle high-pressure fixtures? The second leg back in Spain proved iconic. In front of 50,000 roaring fans, Barcelona came out like a storm. Yamal tormented Inter's defense, assisting Lewandowski's opener before scoring a thunderbolt himself. Despite a late goal from Inter, Barcelona held on to win 3-2 on aggregate. That night, the world began to take serious notice of Lamine Yamal. He wasn't just a prodigy anymore, he was a protagonist. At 17, he became the youngest player to register 5 goal contributions in a single Champions League campaign. La Liga remained tight. Barcelona and Madrid traded wins and dropped points. The second Clásico, set in mid-April at the Bernabeu, would likely decide the title. April's Clásico was electric. Madrid were 3 points ahead, but Barcelona had the better goal difference. Flick chose a bold setup, a 3-2-2-3 formation, with Cancelo and Bald providing width, Gundogan and Pedri forming the midfield box, and Yamal given a free role. The game exploded in the 20th minute when Yamal nutmegged Nacho and curled in a sensational opener. Madrid responded through a deflected Cruz strike. In the second half, Flick brought on João Felix, who scored with his first touch from a Pedri cutback. Barcelona won 2-1. The title race was on. In Europe, they faced Arsenal in the quarterfinals. Mikel Arteta's side was technically sharp, but Barcelona's pressing nullified their build-up. A 2-0 home win, followed by a gritty 1-1 draw in London, saw them into the semi-finals, against Manchester City. City, coached by Pep Guardiola, were favourites. The first leg in Manchester ended 1-1, with Ter Stegen making 8 saves. In the return leg, Flick's tactical masterclass unfolded. Barcelona sat deep and countered with pace. Rafinha scored early, and despite late pressure, the defense held. 2-1 on aggregate. Barcelona returned to the Champions League final for the first time since 2015. Their opponents? Bayern Munich. Played in Berlin, the final was emotionally charged. Lewandowski faced his former team. Flick faced the club he won it all with. Bayern started strong, but Araujo and Cubarsí were colossal at the back. In the 38th minute, Yamal broke down the right, cut inside, and found Pedri, who slotted home. Bayern equalized through Kane, but in the 85th minute, João Felix, in what could be his final game for Barcelona, smashed in the winner. Barcelona won 2-1. Champions of Europe. Days later, a draw between Madrid and Real Sociedad handed Barcelona the La Liga title by a single point. Flick had done the unthinkable, a League and Champions League double in his debut season. Barcelona's 2024/2025 season wasn't just about winning. It was about rediscovering their identity, faith in youth, smart management, and unity. Yamal became the youngest Ballon d'Or nominee in history. Flick signed a contract extension. And Laporta, ever the showman, announced the return to Camp Nou would be marked with 6 golden stars above the crest. Barcelona were back, not just as a team, but as an idea. And the world was watching. The end. Subscribe, like, comment and share for more interesting stories.